5, 6, 7, 8, S A M. Shut up, Sam!
Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Shut Up Sam, the podcast where I do whatever the fuck I want. If you can see, I'm a little excited right now. Why? Because today is a cause for celebration. I have been lying to you all. What, Sam, what? Yes, this is true. I have lied once again. And that lie is that I dedicated Shut Up Sam as a place where I can do whatever I want. However, I have not been faithful to this statement. I think over the past couple weeks, or even months, I don't know how long I've been doing this. My perception of time is terrible. For however long I've been doing this, I think I ended up getting really caught up in the content creator side of it all, and then I started to curate myself to this certain image that I wanted to portray online, which was somebody that knew a lot of things, which was somebody that, oh, she was quirky, but she still said the right things. And I recently was reflecting on who I am, my self-esteem, who I want to be in general, whether that be on the internet or online, because it's not necessarily the same thing all the time. And that is somebody that is just authentic to myself. And you know what? I say that now, and who knows what version of me is going to come out, but whatever version it is, I just have to love it, cherish it, and let it be. Not only is this a cause for celebration because I feel very free right now, but also, you guys know how busy I am. This is the first night where I have completed all of my schoolwork for the next week or 2 weeks. Like, I'm set. So I have free time for once. And I didn't go out. I didn't have to run an errand. I didn't have to do anything. So this is so amazing, and I'm so happy. And to combine these two kind of realizations together, me wanting to just really actually and truly do whatever the fuck I want, and me being free, I decided that this episode, I want it to be a Sam Thoughts completely. Just a collection of different thoughts and ideas that I don't know would make a whole podcast episode or not, but things that I really care about and that I've been thinking of over the past week. And I want to combine that with, bam, alcohol. Why? Because I haven't had a drink to myself in a little bit. And when I was younger, that's me peeing. I'm joking. That's me pouring the drink. I don't know what version of anything that anyone watches. I don't know if you're watching this on Spotify, YouTube, or whatever. But I haven't had a drink to myself in a long time. And a lot of people will be like, Sam, drinking alone, that's a sad thing. And to that I say, no, it's not. You don't know my life. I can have a drink by myself with no purpose to a camera where I don't even know if anyone's gonna be watching this. I have that right. That's my, you know, that's what makes me who I am. And I also just haven't drank in a while. So as I enjoy this glass of wine in a plastic Dollarama cup, because I don't own wine glasses because I'm 20 and living alone. Like, I'm not made out of, I don't shit money or anything like that. Okay, guys, this is all I could afford. The wine was donated by my mother. Okay, like, I didn't, so as I sip on this wine, I will be going through my Sam thoughts in a very, very casual way. I don't expect to get drunk on the podcast because I don't think I can get drunk in 45 minutes, but who knows. So cheers. Please feel free to grab a drink of water or alcohol. I don't know. Oh man, that's good. So as I sip, we will go through my Sam thoughts and just how I've been and shit like that. And I hope you enjoy, because I'm enjoying it and I just started. So the first thing that I wanted to bring to the council is this picture. Oh shit, guys, is this picture series that I've been making called The Food I Bless. And you guys may be like, what? And I'll explain. That's why I'm here. So food has always been like a source of insecurity for me specifically, especially because I cannot cook. I mean, I can cook, but it's not good for me. Like, I can only cook things that taste good. Like, I'm not the kind of person where I cook things for the purpose of sustaining myself. I do, but I mostly, like, if I cook something and it tastes bad, like, I won't eat it. And I know that that's bad, especially because beggars cannot be choosers. Like, if I have to provide food for myself and I attempt to provide food for myself, I should just be happy with what I provide. But it's like, if it tastes yucky, I don't want to eat it. So a lot of the time, because I'm still learning how to cook, I make a lot of food that doesn't taste super good. And also because I'm not working right now. I'm paying for things and I have to, get by with what I have. I don't really have a lot of capability. Or maybe I shouldn't even say that, because I am a capable person. I believe I'm competent and capable. Inside joke, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I think I'm competent and capable enough to get groceries and stuff like that. But like that takes a lot of time out of my day. And my day consists of me waking up. Okay, I open my eyes at 6 a.m. I wake up quite early. So 6 or 7, 6, 7. I wake up, I blink, I say a morning prayer, and then I just sit in bed, until I need to get up. Sometimes I do some work, I do some readings, but like I don't have the energy to like get out yet. And then when I do get out, like I have to like brush my hair, brush my teeth if I'm lucky. I'm being really honest on you guys. Brush my teeth if I'm, maybe like oftentimes I get out of bed 30 minutes before I should be at the place, because everything is 30 minutes away. When you drive a car, everything is 30 minutes away. That's a good buffer for everything within my vicinity that I need to get to. Boom, campus, boom, work, placement, boom, everything's, So I usually end up late, which is bad. I know that. But anyways, within this, what I'm trying to say is within this mix up of the morning, I don't usually have time to prepare myself proper food. And sorry, I'm just drinking. And my food often looks really stupid. So the other day I was with Miko and Derek. These are my bandmates, and I showed them some pictures that I took for the picture series. And one of them was 2 Eggos on a plate. And Miko just started laughing at me. But like I don't know, like it's just what I have. So one of them was 2 Eggos on a plate, one of them was 3 hot dogs with egg, one of them was leftover pigs in a blanket that my cousin brought over, and they were just kind of on the plate. And the whole point of the food I bless is that even though these are really scrappy meals and they don't look like meals to the average person, to me they're a testament to my craftiness, my hard work, my dedication to actually taking time out of my day to sustain myself, because that is a big thing for me, and that's a big thing for a lot of people that struggle with that in different ways for different reasons. That's something that I struggle with because I don't really prioritize myself. I don't see my body as something that I need to function, which is dumb because I need my body to function, so I don't take care of myself. And because of my, getting food is hard for me sometimes because I'm not super skilled. I don't like to dedicate a lot of time, which is a personality thing. And also I don't have a lot of money to buy a lot of, good food and to get groceries and things like that. So even though these 5 weenies on a plate may not look like a meal to you, it is a meal to me. And I bless that meal every single time. I say my grace. And sometimes I do wonder, sometimes like the pictures aren't as crazy as it has been. Like there's this one time where I had Nutella for breakfast, and that was an intentional thing. I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of time to cook or heat anything. I have Nutella. I don't have bread. I am intentionally eating Nutella for breakfast. So it's like when I say that intention in my mind, I'm like, I know that this is gonna be my meal. I will say grace over said meal, And I really do wonder if, I believe in God. You may not believe in God. That's totally fine, But as speaking through my perspective, when God looks down on me, he's like, what the flip are you eating, bro? But hey, I bless this meal regardless. And I think that that's like just such a beautiful thing. Like even from like a secular perspective, just being grateful for food in general, whether the food looks like something that you'd want to eat or not, it's food to me, and it's my hard work, and it's me getting scraps together from leftovers from like months ago. Sorry, okay, I'm nasty like that. From months ago, from weeks ago, or maybe even leftover takeout from like something that I ordered a day ago because I'm lazy. So the food I bless is like, it's a picture series that I'm working on, and I don't even know exactly how I'm working on this picture series. I feel like I'm just taking pictures of my shitty food and putting it together and saying that it's a picture series. But like, I feel like that's art nowadays, you know? Like, it's all about intention. Like, what do you intend with this? What message is this spreading? And I feel like low-key I could English major my way out of it. Just be like, this food is a testament to my strength and my me overcoming my inability to take care of myself and me finding love for myself. Like, you know, I could English my way out of it, even though that is what it means to me. And that's one reason why I feel like the ability to communicate your thoughts and to have thoughts in general and feelings and to have opinions about things are so important. Because you can make anything beautiful, anything at all. You could make, I think that what I'm doing right now at this very moment in time is beautiful. My room is a mess. I had one sip and I'm feeling it a little bit, and I think that's embarrassing, but fucking whatever. The microphone is microphoning. I think I look weird as hell. I'm tired, but I'm happy. Like, this messiness of life is just so beautiful. And I think I'm blessed and privileged to have the words and the thoughts and the feelings and the soul to appreciate things like that. And that's why I am really attached to the food I bless. I've been wanting to do the picture series for a while. By picture series, it's just going to be me posting on Instagram. I haven't even posted it yet, but I'm working on it. Because I'm picking, low-key, I'm being kind of inauthentic because I'm picking the funniest looking meals. Like, I don't just eat 5 weenies and 2 pieces of Eggos a day. Like, I do find the time eventually to have, like, real meals. But a lot of the time, like, these real meals are, I see them as gifts given to me by family, by friends, when they, you know, come over and they give me rice. Side note, anything with rice is a full meal to me. If you give me anything, like, it could be noodles and rice. I've never done that before. I know some people that hit up that combo. Personally, it's not for me. But if you pair anything with rice, it's automatically a meal. So a lot of the time when people are over, they cook me rice. I'm like, oh my gosh, you love me. Like, you want me to be healthy. Like, you want me to be fed. So those meals are like, even though like they look like meals, like, I wouldn't put them in the picture series because they look like meals, even though I should, because it's authentic to my experience. And maybe just me being able to explain that, why it's in the picture series of the food that I bless, would make more sense, because people are like, oh yeah, this meal also has meaning. But once again, I'm English majoring my way through life. Sometimes I feel like I do that all the time. There's a car pulling into the driveway. Sometimes I feel like I do that all the time. I don't even know if I feel what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, type shit. I don't even know if my words reflect what I feel on the inside, or if it's just like me stringing words together. Because I explained this to a friend the other day, that I see words as numbers. I see them as, like, when you string them together in a formulaic way, they mean this. That's just how I picture speaking and writing in general. I don't know if other people do it that way, but that's what I'm saying, where I can kind of get away with a bunch of things by just kind of explaining it. But yeah, that's the food I bless, and I'm really hoping to get that done soon. Drink. Man, this shit's fun. Why don't I do this all the time? Why don't I really just do whatever I want? This is so crazy, guys. This is amazing. This is so fun. The next one that I wanted to talk about, next topic, is racism and ex-reader fan fiction. I have been meditating on this since I was 12 years old. And now, as a 20-year-old woman with a university education, undergoing said education, now I finally have the language to describe it. In early childhood education, we describe how, you know, the statement that everything is political, and people are like, okay, well, not everything is political. The ways in which we describe how everything is political, the reason we say that is because the smallest things we do, such as the way we organize time, the way we describe things, the context in which we describe things, these things contribute to culture, which reflects and actively reflects the opinions of things that we have in our mind. And we know that our opinions can be influenced by racism, sexism, ableism, all of these different things, because these ideas were they're entangled within the norms of our society. We know these things. This is a fact. We know that we live in a racist society, systemically racist, ableist, and sexist society. Unless you want to debate that, I'm up for it. You can try. Ooh, am I starting something? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, racism in X-Reader fanfiction. X-Reader fanfiction describes a standardized individual the same way that dominant early childhood curriculum that hinges on developmental standards, or the idea that at this time this will happen, at this time this will happen. It hinges on the idea of a standard child. It's the same kind of logic. I remember when I would read like X-Reader fan fiction, I noticed that there would be separate things for like Muslim reader X blank fan fiction, or Black reader X this fan fiction. And at the beginning I was like, what do you, because I didn't care to educate myself when I was young. So I was like, what do you mean? Like, why is this any different than normal X-Reader fan fiction? And it's because the cultural experiences that people hold for Black individuals, Muslim individuals, they're not commonly considered by fan fiction writers, especially if they're not coming from that perspective. For me, I'm talking about this as an Asian girl, which is it's still a very privileged perspective when I talk about me in the West, because Asian people are privileged as like a model minority figure, that it's like, we're cool with Asian people because they can assimilate and whatever and things along those lines. So I am speaking about this from a point of privilege. I do acknowledge that. This is just something that I've observed, willing to be critiqued, all of those different things. But like, for example, like he ran his hands through her blank colored hair. So it gives you the option. So what that communicates to the reader is that your hair color can be different. It can be whatever you want, but you have hair, right? These stories hinge on the idea of a person looking a certain way, acting a certain way, coming from a certain culture. And Black people, Muslim people, or other, I don't know what other adjective readers there are. Usually they'd be like blank, ! Reader, X character. It'd usually be like that. But just the fact that there's no like white ! Reader X blank. It's communicating that there's a standard of reader or standard demographic that these people are catering to without even needing to specify it. And I just find that so interesting. And I've only realized this, like, I realized the separation when I was younger, but I didn't really fully understand and could like comprehend it now. And this is why when people kind of talk about like, oh, society isn't racist, isn't ableist, or, Islamophobic, whatever, and it's because we're having these conversations, it still affects, like, society in very niche ways. Like, you wouldn't imagine X-Reader fanfiction coming into a discussion of racism. I have seen, I haven't even addressed that I read X-Reader fanfiction. I don't anymore because I'm happier now. But I also understand that happy people can read X-Reader fanfiction. I just don't anymore because I'm busy reading things for school. I don't really have time to fantasize about, things going on, okay? But, hey, anyways, like, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh, no, and I don't think I'm capable of getting it back, not in this state of mind. Oh, no. I think what I was saying was that, within, like, the standard, and, there's assumptions about people. Oh, shit, I think it's gone. Oh, no, yeah. So, I remember when I was reading forums, because, a lot of this stuff I would get on Tumblr or even on Wattpad. Like, I would notice on Wattpad that there would be, conversations in the author's note at the bottom, and there would be talking about, like, I wanted to make this more inclusive, and I wanted to make this, like, I wanted to have this option and things like that. If you, have hair, don't have hair, or if you wear a hijab, don't wear a hijab, things like that. But I think, like, those minuscule changes of even like, because a lot of the solutions that I see in X-Reader fanfiction is that they would go, I'm gonna just talk about like the hair because I'm familiar with this kind of analogy, but it's like, oh, he runs your hands through your hair, or he doesn't if you don't have hair. Like, changing the narrative around like these very superficial features, but it doesn't change the narrative around these cultural experiences. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, like, you would get like the adjectives like foreign exclamation mark reader, or like white or American. Yeah, that's one I'd see a lot, like American reader, and it would be like white American or English speaking individual. Like, and these are the ways in which these systematic stereotypes, these stereotypes that have been going on for ages and ages and ages, how they're still entrenched within our society in very, very niche ways. But just, yeah, like, I just wanted to talk about that because I thought that was like, what the fuck? What the shit? Next one. Where is the whole IP from, and how come I never knew it existed? So I was really thinking about this when I was on my period, because, like, how did I never know that I pee from another hole? From my whole life, I thought I was peeing from my vagina. And that's because everyone addresses the vagina as the vagina. This is my vagina. We don't talk about, I don't even know if it's called urethra for the female. That's why I don't even know. I didn't even do my research before I did this. Is it called the urethra? Let me know. For women, I don't know. But anyways, how come, like, we never refer to it as, like, hey, my urethra? You know, it's always like this area is called the vagina. But, like, in this language, I was never aware that I have 3 or 2 holes in that area, that I pee and I bleed from 2 different areas. I'm just like, I know it was taught to me because I went, you know, like, I know it was taught to me, but just culturally, my pee hole is not in the conversation. And I just think that that really makes me mad, you know? Because it's like, why is, talk to him, watch me. Why is my ability to give birth, my ability to pleasure men through that hole, why is that more culturally significant than me getting rid of waste from my body? Why, like, STI, do STIs affect the vagina or the urethra? I don't even fucking know. I should know that before I speak about it, so I'm not gonna speak about it any further. But why is my vagina more valuable than my urethra? And to that, I also re-answer that question coming from the perspective of an audience. Well, I would say, well, Sam, both men and women have the urethra, I think. So the vagina is what makes females, I put that in quotes, or I don't know. Well, quotes, females distinct from males if we're talking about sex in a binary way. But then it's like, what if I would, like, come on, I want to know more about my pee. Like, I just don't know. Like, I just wish I knew more about my pee hole than I do about my vagina. Like, because the majority of the time I'm using my pee hole to pee. I don't use my vagina on a daily basis. I'm not giving birth every day or bleeding every single day. But my pee comes out every day. So it's like, why? Why don't I know? Why? And the answer to that is generally because I just didn't look it up. But also culturally, it's not as significant. Everyone's talking about my vagina. What about my urethra? You know? Gosh, I'm funny. Okay, next one. Next one. Ooh, this one's a good one. Well, not really. I like this one. I love My Little Pony, and I think adults should watch kid shows. I've been on this shit from day one. When I was a child, I was watching kid shows all the time. My Little Pony, SpongeBob, Charlie and Lola. I don't know. Those were, like, I think the ones that I remember specifically. I love My Little Pony, I loved SpongeBob, and I loved Charlie and Lola. And Ni Hao Kai Lan. And, yeah, that was mostly what and I watched things like, sitcoms, like Full House and, like, Friends and stuff like that. But that's when I got a little older. But I believe that the kid shows at which I listed, I love them so much because I believe that they view children as capable of understanding hard emotional topics. Less so with SpongeBob and Charlie and Lola, and more so with My Little Pony. I was rewatching My Little Pony recently because I'm an adult and I have the right to do what I want. And I was just floored by the narrative depth, the storytelling, the complex narrative depth, the complex narratives in which this show was weaving. It was so incredibly beautiful. I specifically started on season 5 where Twilight, I'm pouring myself another glass. Please pour yourself one as well. When Twilight and them go to the Equal Village where they meet, I don't even know her name, Star shit or some shit like that, some Star Glimmer bitch, or I don't fucking know. Anyways, they met her, this equality girl, and I'm like, this is communism. They're teaching children about communism. They're teaching children about class consciousness. Oh my gosh, this is incredible, because these are real things which affect people's lives. Some of us do think we're more equal than others. Some of us are hurt and inflict hurt on other people because we were hurt. The concept of friendship in general, like the magic of friendship. Holy shit, I can't believe I'm talking about this. The concept of friendship in general is very complex. And My Little Pony has Divin? Is that a word? Has dove. My Little Pony has dove into this for 5 seasons. I think the characters are amazing. I think the storytelling is great. And I just believe that we as adults, we should not restrict the content that we enjoy. My Little Pony is known for having a very large adult fan base, which is one of the reasons why it's so successful, because of its complex narratives and also because of like weird people that sexualize ponies. You know, I hesitate on me saying weird. I don't want to ostracize these people necessarily. I just acknowledge that these people exist, and I myself don't sexualize horses. Actually, whoa, no, but okay, no. What I'm trying to say is that I've seen I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, I don't sexualize horses. I want to make that very, very clear. I'm not into horses. I'm not into animals. Anyways, continuing forward. Weird people. Cheers. People that, I don't know. People that sexualize horses. Anyways, sexualize these characters, these childhood characters. Anyways, what was I even saying? Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why it has such a big fan of it. I'm really hoping we gloss over whatever just happened there. I can't fully explain. You know what? I'm hearing Matthew's voice in my head, because whenever I do this in real life, Matthew goes, Sam, stop. Stop, Sam, stop, just stop. And I'm like, yeah. It's because I want to explain. But then again, it's like, I don't need to. Damn, I'm curious to see how this goes. Anyways, continuing forward, I just think that there's a lot of lessons to learn from My Little Pony, and I think it's really, really great. Another child show that I watch is called Hungarian Folktales. When back in the day, I don't know what days, but back in some day, I used to have a really hard time sleeping, so I just put on Hungarian folktales because I love folktales, I love mythology. I think it's very interesting to see the moral dilemmas that people were tackling for centuries and centuries on end, and the lessons that which different societies thought were important, and the analogies that different societies use to teach morals and things like that. I just think that shit's cool. Also, Hungarian folktales just has, I really love like whimsical papery animations, and I just love that. So check out Hungarian Folktales, check out My Little Pony, great shows. Cheers. Next Sam thought I had. I think non-famous people that make content is so cool. Now, I understand this sounds like self-glaze. Maybe in a little bit of a way it is, but not at the time when I put this comment down. The reason why I put this comment down was because I was rewatching, y'all remember Matthew Ventura. I was rewatching his vlogs, and I was just like, wow, he puts a lot of effort into these, and I enjoy them so much, partially because I'm in them, but also because it's just like, this is such a beautiful testament of life and living, and I just think that it's so nice that he's not thinking about who's viewing it versus he's just doing it for himself. And recently, that's something that I've been struggling with, especially with the podcast, mostly with the podcast, where it's like, I feel like I'm expected to do it at a certain time, do it a certain way, and it's like, I completely forgot. And my boyfriend Steven was telling me this yesterday when we filmed an episode. He was literally telling me, he was like, Sam, the whole point of Shut Up Sam is for you to just do whatever you want. And I'm like, I can't believe I lost the plot that hard. I really did. I'm not a content creator. I'm not some celebrity. I'm not, like, I don't know shit about this shit. I'm not in school for it. This isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. I just want to go somewhere and speak. Why do I give a fuck? Why do I give a fuck? I don't know. It's really insane. I wonder when you guys will see this, because this is not filmed when it will be posted. But yeah, like, what the shit? But yeah, like, I just think about how much aura these people have. Like, how much aura do you have that you are, you know, you have such good creative ideas and you're putting it out there regardless of who sees it or not. And you do it consistently, and it's a part of, like, it's a hobby of yours. Like, that's why I love my friends so much, because they're so creative and they just make shit for fun. They make shit because they want to, and it's not about other people. And, like, I think decentering other people in my life, it's still a lesson that I'm learning. You know, I'm like, right now I feel very confident. Tomorrow I may not, but that's just normal and okay, and that's fine. But, like, yeah, like, I just think people like that are so freaking cool. And, like, I want to be like that myself. Like, I also want to do things just because it's fun. And I do wonder, Sam, am I having so much fun because I'm drinking wine right now? Maybe so. But even so, I'm having fun, and that's what matters. Why can't I just have fun in life? I believe that fun is so fun. Wow, I'm so insightful. Anyways, yeah, I just think that that's super cool. Like, and I think that that's why, like, I encourage people to use social media. By encourage people, I mean I just believe. Like, I don't go out and encourage people, but I think that people should use social media for the purposes of self-expression. I think that, like, me included, I use it for, like, garnering attention or following or getting dopamine rushes. And I read this today in a book that I'm reading. It's The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. And I actually didn't like this book until now, which, you know, tells, you know, I'm just at a different stage in life now. But I was reading it, and it was like, dopamine isn't, like, the hormone? Pheromone? I don't know, hormone? Yeah, hormone. Dopamine isn't the hormone that gives you pleasure. It gives you pleasure of wanting more. And I was like, shit, bro. Okay, fuck you, Brianna West, calling me out. But yeah, I think that that's very true. These dopamine rushes that we get, they're not sustainable. It's a drug. It's a high. It's not, we don't constantly, like, being at peace isn't constantly having dopamine running through your system at high, you know, rates like that, or constantly achieving. It's finding peace. I don't know exactly what hormone that is. I'm not in psychology, but that's the thing. Like, when it comes to content and doing content, a lot of the time we just put it out there because we just want dopamine. We want to feel seen. We want to feel loved. We want to feel like what we're putting out there is valuable, but that's not what true peace is. And I think, like, social media rewards that, you know, it rewards people that, like, these quick fixes, when in reality it could be for so much more. It could be for, once again, self-expression, making connections authentically, using social media to strengthen real world connections rather than replace them, or strengthen real world identities rather than replace them. Like, I think that's really important, especially with the stuff that I do on here. Coming out here and talking and calling myself authentic when in reality I'm still scared. I'm still questioning who I am. Like, that's not truly authentic, but social media rewards people that are, you know, strong in who they are. I'm not. And you know what? Fuck you. I'm not. That's just not who I am right now. And I can't pretend to be somebody I'm not. And that's why I look up to people like that who just put out content for fun. Because I should do that too. And I think I'm going to try my best to keep implementing that and keep having fun with life rather than not having fun with life. Next Sam thought I have, I want to talk about my... I want to talk about my really good friend Paolo, who plays keys for Studio Mahilo. Paolo hit me. Okay, basically, here's the context. for the past couple of days, I've been really low about my self-esteem because I felt like everyone was expecting something of me, was watching something of me. And then I saw Paulo put a note, and I hope Paulo doesn't mind that I'm mentioning him. Paulo put a note out being like, I'm insignificant and I don't think I'm sad about that. And I was like, what? Because I was like, insignificant? Like, that's like the worst thing someone could be is insignificant. What do you mean? Like, I don't want you thinking of yourself that way. You're my friend. So I was like, are you kidding? Like, what do you mean? Could you elaborate? And Paulo gave me like everything I needed to hear at that moment because I was so insecure. And I actually want to quote him. And this is what he said to me. He said, okay, so I hate technology because why are we just disobeying me? That's so controlling of me. But this is what Paulo said to me. He said, throughout all of our lives, we typically want to do something that meets with our goals. And of course, that aligns with our self-concept as well, as purposes that we put ourselves accountable for. And typically, many people want to make a difference with the limited time we have living on this planet, just to make the most of it, which I definitely agree on, he says. For better or for worse, though, I sometimes think that the fixation that we think that, oh, I don't think I can make a difference versus all the decisions I make will severely impact my future. In the macro level, it is likely that these decisions, while it can definitely have a ripple effect, doesn't necessarily change the outcomes on the global collective as a whole. But there are some exceptions to this, of course, which I agree with. Literally, like, him saying that to me, it just reminded me, people don't give a fuck about what you're doing a lot of the time. And people that do give a fuck about what you're doing are not people that you should be listening to. I would know because I'm somebody that usually would give a big fuck about what other people are doing. One of the reasons why I'm so scared of being judged is because I'm a judgmental person myself, and I recognize that in myself. It was the environment that I was raised in, and then it was the decisions that I continued to make growing up. I'm very used to making judgments about people, so much so that I'm scared that people are judging me. And like hearing that from Paulo, that in reality we all are so insignificant, it made me realize two things. One, I'm caring about people that I should not be caring about. I'm caring about them because I feel insignificant. And then second, people that I look up to do not think of me that much. No one's thinking of what I'm doing that much. And I just thought that this wisdom was so good to share because that's just something I needed to hear. Maybe somebody else needs to hear it. But shout out Paulo for that because you really saved me. Like, I was really freaking out. The night before, I literally had an anxiety attack because I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to show up this way and I need to do this and I need to do that and blah, 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 blah. I just feel like love is conditional. And to an extent, it is. You know, if you fuck up hard, then people have the right to not want to associate themselves with you. However, I just felt like no one would love me if I didn't do what I thought they wanted me to do. And that some of those things looks like me not doing what I want to do, which is sometimes not show up at all or rest or be angry or be emotional. And I don't know, just remembering that I'm not significant in those ways. Thank you, Paulo. I really appreciate that because I think without that comment, I don't think I'd be having this glass of wine right now. So I really appreciate you for that. And I just thought that was really great wisdom. The next one I wanted to talk about was my first world problems. I am a person that complains about many different things. I acknowledge that I am extremely privileged in this world. I have a house. My life is not precarious. I have parents that make a lot of money. I live in a wealthy country with a powerful, passport. I'm not facing war or, food insecurity on such a high level. Like these, I'm very, very, very privileged. So I have a lot of first world problems that I complain about. And I tell my friends about this, that I'm like, I'm such a bitch for complaining about this. But one of the things that I hate, I don't hate it, but it annoys me is I sound so pretentious. I kind of am, I guess. But the walk from my car to the house, I hate it. Like, I have to walk. Why can't I just teleport into my house? I feel like one of the reasons why I hate doing that necessarily is because I just don't like the cold, and also I don't like driving that much. So it's like, oh, like I drove for this long, and oh, now I have to walk for this long, and it's like, fuck, like I hate it. Like it pisses me off. But it's like, also it's like, Sam, you have a car and a house that you can walk to. Like, watch yourself. But like, yeah. Anyways, another thing, I hate walking. Oh no, I hate putting my socks on. I don't like wearing socks, likely because I'm Filipino. Maybe not. No, let's not generalize like that. But I don't like wearing socks because I just don't. Like, I just feel like it's so freaking annoying, and then I have to balance on one leg to put the sock on. Like, can't the sock just get on? Why do I have to try so hard to put the fucking sock on? Oh, it just makes me angry. And then it makes my life longer when I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to go somewhere and I have to put my fucking socks on. Are you kidding me? Fuck you and your fucking socks. I'm spilling wine everywhere. I'm so sorry. But yeah, these are the first world problems that I hate. And the last one that I had a thought of today, and I might cry when I say this, so I'm gonna chug this. Thank you guys for staying with me. This is so fun. I'm definitely gonna do this again, whether or not you want me to or not. This was a thought I had. This was a thought I had about childcare, specifically me doing childcare, and I wrote it out, and it's long. And this is how it goes. It's, quote, "Sometimes I think about how the children I interact with likely won't remember me when they grow up. They won't remember the songs we would sing together, the laughs we would have, or even when they took their first steps and stumbled into my arms. They won't remember how loud we cheered when we made a joke, or when they did something that they've been trying to do for so long. And as I get older, I wonder one day if I will sit next to them on the subway as they head home from work to their families of their own. I wonder if their kids will get put into a daycare center, and I wonder if they would have any kids at all." I think about this all the time, especially with the age group that I prefer to work with, which are very young ones. I mean, I plan to, hopefully I get into an elementary school, but working with the infants that I'm working with now, I've made so many memories with them, and I love them. I really do. And I see such bright futures for them, but I acknowledge that there's a small chance that I'm going to be any part of that future. They won't even remember me. And I think that that's something that really hits me sometimes with the profession that I chose. I play a very small part in these children's lives, or I'm there for a very small period of time. The point of my position is to set them up to love who they are at the moment and to love who they are in the future. And a lot of the time, they're not going to take me along with them into the future. And I don't even know if they're going to have the memory or the capacity to be grateful for me. Because if I'm being honest, I was a daycare kid too. I don't necessarily remember those people that took care of me. And that hurts my heart sometimes because I think about they raised me. And I encourage you to think about the people that you may not remember too, that may have raised you as well. These people, we would not be who we are without them, but we remember so little of them. And that's so sad. I think as a childcare worker, that's such a big sacrifice to make. And it's ultimately out of our control in the future because our students are only our students for so long, and they're going to grow up and they're going to do the things they want to do, and we may or may not be a part of that. But that's something ethically, that's something that ethically we have to be okay with in order to allow these children to be themselves. And that's just, that's just something I think about. And I just think that it's so beautiful to think that we as humanity are just a web of interactions that we've been experiencing since the day we were born up until now. I think that's just so beautiful. And I'm just really happy to just even, be a part of that. But yeah, these are my Sam thoughts for 43 minutes straight. I had so much fucking fun. I'm definitely doing this again. I know that I haven't really been posting on a regular schedule, and I don't plan to because my life isn't regularly scheduled. So I'm going to post when I want. I may promote it, I may not, but I think it just makes me happy that I'm able to do this and really enjoy it. So thank you guys so much for listening. Take care of yourselves, value your ideas, and I hope to see what you create out of them soon. I love you all so much, and thank you for listening. Bye.